Module 1, multiplying 2-digit by 2-digit numbers. So we're going to start learning how to multiply 2-digit by 2-digit numbers. As you see, there is a dark square on the board. That is an example. I'm going to use that, and I told students they can use a post-it note, which would solve the same purpose. So if you see a post-it note with your child, that's why they have that. So we're going to start by rewriting the problem vertically to give us space so that we can line everything up. Some students have grid paper. If they have grid paper, allow them to use it to help them. So the first thing that we do is that we take our post-it note and we're going to cover up the tens place. We're going to then work only with our ones place, starting here with that 9. So we're going to take that 9 and multiply times 7. So 9 times 7 is 63. I put the 3 down here and I carry the 6 up to the top. The next thing that I do is I'm done with 9 times 7, so I go to 9 times 2. I go over to that tens place. 9 times 2 is 18, and then I add the 6, which gives me 24. So I put the 4 down here, and I go to carry the 2, but there's no other numbers to carry it to, so I'm allowed to put it down. As I've told everybody in class, remember that you can only multiply by the numbers on top of you. You can't multiply the numbers next door to you. So because of that, I see I used the 9 and I multiplied it times 7, and I multiplied it times 2. So now I am completely done with the 9. So since I'm done with the 9, I'm going to cross out the numbers that I used before. I'm going to take my post-it note and move it over now and cover the 9. And I'm going to make sure that I can start multiplying with the 3. If I notice though, the 3 right here is in the tens place, which is right here. And that's where I'm going to have to start. And since I'm going to have to start there, I need to take something to fill this place over here in the ones place. I always fill it with a 0 to start. And now I can start multiplying. So first I do 3 times 7. I always go back to the ones place to start multiplying. So 3 times 7 is 21. I put a 1 down and I carry my 2 up here. Then I do 3 times 2, which is 6, and I add the 2 at the top, which is 8. And now I'm left, I have no more numbers to use, so I draw a line and I add my 2 rows together. I'm going to try another one. We're going to multiply 74 times 92. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our post-it note, and move it on top of that 9. So now we move that on top of the 9. So we're going to start multiplying. And when we start multiplying, we go at the ones place. 2 times 4 is 8. And then 2 times 7 is 14. There's no place to carry the 1, so now I bring it down. I'm now done with my 2, so I shift this over to cover my 2. I now know that I'm going to multiply with my 9, but it is in my tens place, so I need to start in my tens place, so I need to fill with a 0. 9 times 4 is 36. I put the 6. I carry my 3. 9 times 7 is 63. Add in my 3, which is 66. So here's a 6. No place to carry the other 6, so I put it down. And now I just add them all together. And I have my answer of 6,808. We're going to try a couple more. I'm going to rewrite them vertically. I'm going to take both problems right now and rewrite them both vertically so it's done. Okay. Now I'm going to take my post-it and cover my 5. And I'm going to start multiplying. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. I now am done with the 2. There's no other numbers I can multiply by 2. I shift my post-it note over. And now I'm going to 5 times 3, except it's in the tens place. So I have to start by putting in a 0 so I can start in the tens place. 5 times 3 is 15. I put the 5 down and I carry my 1. 5 times 1 is 5, and then I add my 1, which is 6. Try another problem over here. We're going to cover up our 8. First thing we're going to do, 6 times 3 is 18, and we carry our 1. 6 times 6 is 36, plus 1 is 37. There's no other places to multiply my 6, so I cross that number off so I don't by accident use it again. And now I'm going to move my post-it note over in order to cover my 6. And I'm going to work with my 8. Because the 8 is in the tens place, I need to put a 0 to start my second row. 8 times 3 is 24. This is why I got rid of the 1, because now I need a 2 up there. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 2 is 50. I now add them together, and I have my answer. So then we have 64 times 90. We're going to cover up the 9. If you notice, we have the 0 there. So we're going to end up with 0 and then 0. And now we're going to shift over our post-it note, and because it's in the tens place, we are going to have to put a 0 in the ones place. 9 times 4 is 36. We carry the 3. 9 times 6 is 54. Plus 3 is 57. And if you notice, these are all zeros up here, so that's your answer. And that is how we multiply 2-digit by 2-digit numbers.